Arg, time pirates, how are ye this morning? Talkative, apparently. Wow, good morning, y'all. This is awesome. I up, fed everyone, showered. I'm trying to like shower first thing in the morning because I'm gonna have to start walking the dog, so I'm gonna have to walk and shower. So I'm starting with the easier route by doing the shower first because walking the dog entails putting on shoes and like actually leaving the house. So that one's going to take me a little longer to force myself to do. And I don't have to do it yet because it's nice outside, but it's about to get really hot. So I'm going to have to do it first thing in the morning. She already gets tired right now, and it's only like 84 degrees. It was yesterday. It was really, really nice, and she was already hot. But, she is solid black, so she's soaking in that heat. So I need to start going in the morning when it will be 84 degrees because it'll be 110 in the middle of the day. But I have not quite worked up to that. So I'm practicing. Let's see. And I'm dying to see the Art Fantasy, man. It's just killing me. I'm not even done with my last book. I will be today. I only have like 60 pages left. But it's still, I want to. It turns out last year was my first year. This one was the easiest one for me to finish, though, because this is what I read the most of. So I'm like, yes. I'm very excited to see what I have. Let's see. Vanessa was first. And I'll be gone by the time y'all start, but wanted to pop in and mash the button and leave some love. Have great sprints, y'all. Thanks, Vanessa. We appreciate the attention. Also, I'll leave the stream open for views. We definitely appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for being here. I hope whatever you're going to do is not awful. Like the dentist. Molly says first, but didn't even stay. Wow, friend. LOL. Swank says, howdy, everybody. Happy Crayon Day. Happy Tater. Did you hit enter before you finish? That's what I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that's what that is. Vanessa says, Molly, if you want to take my mom to the DMV, please step up, my friend. Okay. Well, it's not the dentist, but DMV is pretty bad. And taking mom, I think that's extra level of, I got to do what now? Vanessa says, hey to Zwank. Zwank says, happy Oranges and Lemons Day. Ooh. And happy Transgender Visibility Day. I love it. Good choices. Jen says, good morning. I actually will be writing in the first sprint. Good morning, Jen. And yay for writing. I am not writing today again. It's goal season at work. So writing goals for me and my team. Nice. I hope everyone is well today. Zwink says, hi, Vanessa and Molly. Ugh, my allergies are starting to get me. Sorry. Molly says, I have lemons, so maybe I'll make lemonade or cake. Probably cake. Cake sounds yummy. I have to make this cherry almond cake. I haven't gotten there yet. I think it was almonds. I don't remember now. Jen says, I also figured out my Priory plan. This series is the last one I need for the series Staircase for Your Kid. So I'll do them in publication order starting in April. So I'll be done by end of June. You're going to use Priory for your trilogy? I'm impressed because huge. That's pretty impressive. You got this though. I mean, duh, of course you do. Zwank says lemon cake is so good. I agree. It's like sugary but refreshing at the same time. As long as the icing isn't too heavy. Molly says, I would tell you that some of my best friends are transgender because it's true, but that doesn't sound right. Why doesn't that sound? Maybe it doesn't sound right because sometimes people say that and they actually don't have any friends that are whatever it is they said some of my best friends are. Is that what you mean? Molly, aha, you are still here. And sure, I will drive her. See you in about 8 hours. Ren says, hello, everyone. Hello, Ren. Good afternoon to you. Molly says, good writing, Jen. And Molly says, hi, Zwink. Dharma, good morning. I'm noodling how to handle a character conflict where the advantage shifts a couple of times. Oh, well, that's fun. That's a fun thing to noodle. How are you this morning, Alicia?
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted? Why?
I got gas after dropping the kids off at school. $71.22. I had to do a double take to make sure it was my receipt.
You're gonna have to cut a couple books that you wanted to buy at Barnes & Noble today. My gosh, gas. This is ridiculous.
16 and a half gallons at $4.29 a gallon.
Ouch. Ouch.
I was just saying, was it my sprints or Friday sprints last week that when we were talking about gas, and mine was like 382, 392, something like that. Now it's 429. I had to do a double take. I've never spent over $50 for gas.
Welcome to war in the Middle East.
Stupid Cheetos.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Swank says, pacing, you go, girl. And Swank, hey, Ren. Molly says, thanks for following my channel, Swank. And Ren says, on a mission to finish 3 books today. I don't think I follow your channel, Molly. Did I know you had a channel?
Does Molly have a channel?
Looks like I can go to channel. Oh, there you go. There you go. I have now also subscribed.
Apparently I'm subscribed. I don't understand.
I'll put the link in there so anyone else wants to subscribe to Molly's channel. Ren says, on a mission to finish 3 books today. First one is Down Spy Times Family Volume 2. And now I just need to finish off the Memory Bookshop and Warrior Fae. I love it. You could do it. And we both finished Priory yesterday because I saw it in your Goodreads. And I was like, haha, we did it. I gave it 4.5 stars. So, and I don't know if you saw, Alicia, that Jen said she's going to read the trilogy in the next few months.
Yeah, okay.
So
it will be read this year at some point.
I'm like, I'm not ready for the first prequel yet. Like, I don't have time. I'm reading all these circuit ones. I did my TBR yesterday in order to get all the books done that I need to get done this month. I have to read 518 pages a day. So obviously that's not going to happen. I have, a job. So even if I didn't have a job, that would wear me the F out. So there's no way. There's no way. So I'm going to do the best I can. That's all I got. And you'll have to see the video. I'm not going to spoil that yet. Cause it was pretty funny. Zwank says hi to Ren. We got that one. And Ren says, hey, Zwank, also finished Priory yesterday. Made it club done. Yep. See, we rock. Woohoo. Buddy reads for the win. And Molly finished. I know Molly finished as well. And then it was a reread for Mel. So I'm not sure if Mel did finish it or not, but Mel had already read it before. Molly says, sounds good, Jen. Let me know when you are done with Orange Tree and I'll join you. Ren says, oh, yeah. And Jen also decided to read it in publication order.
Okay. When are we starting this?
I think in April, she said. So we'll see when she jumps back on.
Okay.
It's really not bad with just that 26 pages a day. Really wasn't bad. So I usually ended up doing 52 pages every other day instead. Which also isn't that bad. Molly says, sounds good, Jen. Nope, I did that. Ren, also, whoop, whoop, for the Priory plan, Jen. Will there be an announcement video? Yeah, see, we want details, Jen. Details. Molly says, howdy, Dharma. And Courtney joined us. Good morning. I'm almost out of bed. Almost. You're so close, Courtney. You could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Are we your alarm clock in the morning, Courtney? Courtney, wake up.
I could play the Imperial March like I do for my kids when they don't want to get up.
That would just make me want to hide. What are you talking about?
Well, my kids know what's next if I play the Imperial March.
Darth Vader
So
comes? I don't. What do you mean?
I start yelling, I turn their lights on, I yank them out of bed by their toes.
I was so lucky with my kids. They were pretty darn easy to get up.
My daughter is. It's my son. He's the one that's like, no, I don't want to get up.
It's because he has trouble going to sleep.
Yep.
Let's see. And Ren says, "Hey, Courtney." Molly says, "Ren, I am reading volume 2 in Spy. It's just Spy Family, right? You skipped the X. I can't remember. In April. Nice.
I'm on volume 4 of that series.
Very cool. I have trouble. I probably could get some manga from the library. I have trouble paying for it because it takes me like
No time
3.5 minutes to read it. And so it's just really hard for me to spend, $30, $40, $50 sometimes. And I understand you're buying the art too, right? So, but, and then reading it in 3.5 minutes, I'd have to like be in love with the art.
There's some cute ones I've read because there's one that I'm also reading. It's called Cat Plus Gamer.
I saw that one. Like, there's a lot I want to read, but I cannot excuse the money. I just can't. So maybe I can get some from the library.
Yeah.
I don't have anything morally against it. I just can't pay for it.
So I only read certain ones.
Yeah.
There are some that are like tons of volumes, and I'm just like, that's too much.
No, I need hours of entertainment for my books, and especially when I thrift so many of my books, so they only cost me like $2, and I still get hours. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard.
Right.
Trucks. Now, mind you, I'll buy it when I'm supporting a indie.
Yeah.
So like there's people doing indie, like I have a comic book from an indie author, because that I will support, but I don't know, I feel less guilty. And I don't mean I feel guilty when I'm spending all that money is what the thing is, right? So I feel guilty about spending all the money when it's 2.5 minutes it takes me to read it.
No.
And I'm a slow reader, so it's did Dharma say howdy Molly? I can't remember if I said that. And Molly says, "You can do it, Courtney." That's right. You can do it. Get out of bed. Get out of bed. You can do it. I can't believe I went to bed pretty much on time last night and I woke up on time this morning. So let's hear it for a good week. Let's go. I need a good week. I need to get a lot done. 2 weeks I'll be going on the cruise. So I need to get as much done as possible before that, which is what I'll do today. Today I'm going to edit the last submission I have. There's one more I'm supposed to be getting, but they haven't sent it. And they had a deadline, man. So I need to finish the last one and get that out. Sample edit. And then I need to finish Drop of Corruption. So almost done. If I was my wrist still hurts. If I was a, bad girl and I wanted to stay up all night, I would have finished it. But I'm trying so hard to get my sleep schedule kind of set.
Right. Ren, Molly, it's so cute.
Yeah, it ran away. Keep going. Why did it go so far?
I don't know.
I didn't even do anything. Like, I picked up my book. You can do it, Courtney. And Ren says, Molly, it's so cute. I hope you enjoy it. And Molly says, oh, and Swank, if I color today, I'll use crayons. There you go. Yeah, this thing when I got it, it was free with a book purchase. I thought these were markers, right? But they're not. They're crayons. So look, I use crayons. I'll use a crayon today when I have to fill in for my
that would not last long if you were coloring.
Oh, I know. But I mean, it was a free thing. What do you want? So it's okay. My problem is they're pointy at first, so I can color it because I was using it to color in the books, but I can't sharpen them. So when they're dull, I'm having a hard time staying within the lines of the book. So it's going to be messy, but you know what? My life is messy. It's fine. Courtney says, hi to Ren and Molly. Dharma says, yes. Happy Trans Visibility Day. I came out as trans 35 years ago. Whoop, whoop. Congratulations. And one of my authors is trans too. I actually have to read his work today too. I started it, but I need to get it done. You know, like Dharma said, when you just said that you were going through you're stuck between these arguments, and yeah, he's like, I'm stuck. I'm like, okay, hold on, just send it to me. We'll work it out. It's a benefit to working with an editor, right? We don't just tell you you're doing everything wrong. We also help work through things. And Molly says, right, Kelly. Okay, so that is what you meant. I gotcha. And Molly says, Dharma, I see you, my fellow pirate. That's right. One of us. One of us.
Hard.
Jen said, Alicia's Gaston has been flabbered. That's right. Her Gaston has been flabbered. It cost me $65 the other day, and I did the same thing, a double take. You were like, wait, what?
Right? It's ridiculous.
Molly says, okay, Coda, did this last night too. Those of us who pay attention to the world are not flabbergasted. Kelly understands. Yeah, it's driving us batty. But sometimes people have to like see it in their face before they actually start paying attention. Jen says, actually, I said that backwards. Her flabber has been gasted. I don't know. I kind of like her gast has been flabbered.
I read that comment, the first one. I just took a sip of coffee, so I was like,
I know. I mean,
trying not to spit it
like,
out.
No spit take. No spit take. Swank says, at least it's not $8 a gallon. You bite your tongue, Swank, because who knows if it's going to get there or not. You know what? It's not even filling up my tank. That's the problem. It's that everything in the world is going to get more expensive. It is already happening. So that is the problem. If my gas tank was the only problem, this would not be an end of the world scenario, right? But it's not. And the problem is gas prices will come back down, but the other stuff that goes up, it never comes down again.
And it's not like the paychecks were going up as well. I mean, that wouldn't be a problem then. But you know, like it's the little things that add up, because even when I do my budgeting, I've noticed that my internet has gone up $2. I have noticed that grocery has gone up by at
A
least
lot.
$50 to $100, because I'm used to spending groceries. I do like $225 a week to get everything. Now it's costing me almost $300. And I'm like, I can't like squeeze the budget to make more. You know what I mean? Like, and now gas is going up, and
which is going to make groceries go up again.
Streaming, some of the streaming is going up, because I saw that too, and I'm like, y'all, stop it.
I still need to buy YouTube though. I need to like get rid of, because I don't really watch Netflix anymore, and get rid of that. If Paramount buys HBO, I'm probably gonna I'll get rid of that too. I need my Food Network though. That's my problem. That's like almost the only thing I watch anymore.
Netflix is my cheapest out of the three, because I have Disney Plus, and they do that annually, but then I get discount for Hulu because they're together now. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I need to check those out. I can get rid of Netflix. Netflix is our cheapest too. However, I barely watch it. Heck, I love documentaries, so I actually pay $5 to Amazon to get the PBS documentaries. So I watch that. The number one thing I actually watch are PBS documentaries. Watch Ken Burns' the Revolutionary War one. That was eye-opening. Eye-opening. So many things I did not realize. Molly says, probably you didn't know, Kelly. What did I not know? Oh, about your channel? Yeah, I might not have. Sorry. But I follow now, so we're good. And Courtney says, oh, gas out of control, but it will get worse. Exactly, Courtney. It's going to get worse. And Molly says, yay, Kelly. And sadly true, Courtney. And 4.5 stars sounds about right. That's for Priory. That's what I gave it, 4.5 stars. Jen says, followed you, Molly. And Molly says, thank you, Jen. And Ren, I gave it 4.25 stars. So just rounded down on Goodreads and gave it 4. Fair. I think I rounded up and gave it 5. And Dharma give hearts to Molly. Molly says, I'll have to get some decent content on there. Swank says, congrats, Dharma. And Dharma says, thanks, Swank. Jen says, I did my remaining Here Kid TBR last night too. I won't finish, but I'll figure out how many pages I need to and let you know how unhinged my Q2 reading will be. I'm with you, Jen. We'll be unhinged together, man. Totally unhinged together. Let's do it. Ren, I too am now subscribed to Molly. Oh, look at that, Molly. Oh, hell. How did I miss the reread? Wowzers. The reread that Mel's doing? Ren says April to June, I think. And Jen says, yep, April 1st, 3 chapters a day for Priory. There you go. Did you get that, Alicia?
Yes. That's not like hard to do. I'd probably do more than that just to like stay a little bit of ahead, but I won't spoil anything.
If you need a long series, if you need the 4-book or more series, Jen, you can join us for Wildmane. Threadweavers is 4 books. You'll be a little ahead because you have to finish by July, but not too far ahead because we have April, May, June, July. Yep. So we've got the last one will be in July. So then you can come talk to Todd. Ask him the questions. And Ren says, yeah, I think Day of Fallen Night is a chunk or two. It is. It's the same. I think it's about 800 pages, just like Priory. Courtney says, plan is to get this book club book done. You got this, Courtney. Get it done. Get it done. Oh, I work night shifts, so no set time to ever get up in the morning, except for my Tuesday morning sprints. Yeah, nice. I feel you, man. I always feel for you. I know how hard it is to do that. Molly says, I almost overslept today because I accidentally locked my cat in the meditation room last night, and her mom isn't with the program yet. Oh, no. Kiana says, good morning. Good morning, Kiana. Good to see you today. I'm assuming the kids are back in school. Ren says, yeah, it's just Spy Family. That's what I thought. Thank you, Ren. And Courtney says, hey, Kiana. And laughs at Molly. Jen says, did anyone immersion read Priory? If so, how was that experience? I did not. Are you going to immersion read it, Alicia?
Yes, I have the audiobook, so whenever I start it, I'll let you know.
There you go. I knew she really liked it, so we'll see. Zwank says, nope. Dang it.
Did it jump again?
Yes, stop doing that. Nope, straight to audio, blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. Swank says, I just can't get into manga and the characters are drawn kind of weird. Gotcha. Ren says, I have the physical copies for Spy Family, so I want to get through the series so my physical TBR is down. Yes, that would be nice. Why is there an X? I don't know. I just remember that people who knew what they were talking about called it Spy Family. See, I thought it was expressing the tensions between being a spy versus melding as a family, but I've only read volume 1, so maybe they never meld.
Pretty much.
And Swank says, hey, sexy lady. And hi to Courtney. Ren says, Jen, Molly did straight audio. If I remember correctly, the audio was a bit overwhelming, stimulating for Dharma, and the rest of us did an eyeball read. Yeah. I always eyeball read my epic fantasy. That's how I keep everything straight. Molly says, hey, Kiana. And Molly says, I actually went back and forth, but neither ebook or audio had chapters, so it was a bit difficult to find my place as I went back and forth. Gotcha. Oy. Molly, also, I had to listen at 1.5 to understand it, which is pretty slow for me. And Dharma says, Ren, yep, I had a hard time following the unfamiliar names and the beautiful accent. Ren said, whoops, my bad, Molly, did an immersion read, and the lack of chapters does get super annoying. There you go. Kiana says, hey, Kelly, Alicia, Molly, Ren, Swank, Courtney, Jen, and Dharma. And Ren says, hey, Kiana. Ren, I get that, Dharma. I felt like that sometimes when listening to The Faithful and the Fallen. Yeah, I have to read those. Even though I love the books, at some point, I just got used to the Celtic accents at some point. Zwank, that's the only thing about not having a working car is gas prices. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that part, do you?
That's
Your groceries
true.
are still going to go up, though. It's still going to affect you.
Yeah.
Kiana, our gas has already been high, over $4 a gallon. The groceries are killing me. Yeah. yeah, it's awful. I'm so glad my kids are old enough to buy their own food. Molly says stepdad gets some of his meds from Canada, but they actually come from India. So we'll see how high those prices go. Ugh. Yeah, because
Oh,
transportation, right? Same thing. Transportation. So
yeah.
all of that's getting more expensive. Molly says, I think Amazon Prime Video has Food Network. I don't know if it has a Food Network, but it doesn't have the Food Network. The Food Network is on the Discovery channels, and HBO has it. I can't remember if it's through Hulu or not anymore, but I know HBO is where we watch it from. Zwank says, it sucks because I'm on a fixed budget, so the increase in bills is really hard. Yeah, the only problem with Netflix is that we have to get it every time Phil comes back on, because somebody feed Phil we can't miss for any reason whatsoever. I was really hoping they were going to buy HBO, but you know. Zwank says, it sucks because I'm on a fixed budget, so the increase in bills is really hard. Yeah, no, I understand that. Quite frankly, all of us are on a fixed budget. You want to know why? Because nobody gets raises anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, that's fun. It's fun. Molly, also Netflix will be raising prices this year. Saw it on Cord Cutter's newsletter. Great.
Yep.
Spotify went up $1. Ugh. Molly, I ran out of food stamps halfway into the month 6 months ago. I could make them last all month. Oh, I'm so sorry, Molly. Molly says, oh, thank you, Ren. Molly, yes, Mel's reread. Yeah, so it was Mel's reread. Gotcha. Molly, I did my April TBR, well, about 90% of it, and it is a large. Back to dual reading and no sleep. That's right. I'm telling you, man, unrealistic reading TBRs. It's kind of our thing. I don't know. Like all of us, it seems like. Right, Alicia?
We just want to read everything.
We do, and we want to read it right now.
Yes. Because the thing is, too, is like a lot of people, they're like, oh, we're reading this. Come join us. And then we're like, yeah, I want to read it too. And then
I know. I had to be like, all right, that's it. I'm in 3 book clubs. That's enough.
I'm only in 2.
Because it's my in real life one, too.
Oh.
So I was like, I can't. That's 3 book clubs. I cannot do anymore.
That's the limit.
That's it. And Jen said, I use TOG for the long series, but I did add that series to my TBR from your video. So I'll definitely give it a try. Wild Wing is so good. I cannot wait to read the rest of it. Ren says, oh, and I also need to wash dishes in the first sprint. There you go. Get those dishes done. And Molly said, exactly, Zwank. I need to go back to eating macrobiotically. Yeah, luckily we can like make everything ourselves. We can even tear apart chickens. We can do all that, but we're lazy and don't want to. But we might have to. We might have to go back to that. We already make our own chicken stock. We already make but we're just going to have to go back to making everything. I'm going to have to go back to baking bread. There's just so much because things are just too expensive.
I don't know how to do any of that. So I'm screwed.
Ren says also the Geomagician released today for all who might be interested. Ooh. Spy Family because the guy is a spy and needs a fake family to complete his mission. Yes. Also, Game On by Novessa Allen released today. Ooh,
that's one of the ones I want to get.
Romance?
It's It's the book 3 in the Lights Out series.
Gotcha. Annette. Now, why, hello, Annette. Good to see you. Oh, I managed to catch you on my lunch break. Hi, everyone. Hello. Good to see you. We're talking today. Like the chat is really like they had like I had to scroll before I even started the stream. Like we're on it today, man. Let's see. And Ren says, and the twist is that his fake wife is an assassin and the daughter is a telepath. The daughter knows her parents are a spy and assassin. That's awesome. But the parents don't know each other's jobs and that the daughter is telepathic. So they don't know that either. P.S. You learn this information on like page 1 of volume 1. It makes sense. No, I gotcha. She's like, I'm not spoiling it, I swear. Yep. Molly says, plus groceries will go up because nitrogen fertilizer for farmers is stuck in the straits. Yeah. Ren, I'm wondering how long it'll take for us all to be in an energy crisis until these people give the war up. I don't know, because the rich people are just still making money hand over fist, and they're the ones who've orchestrated all this. So I don't know. I don't know. Paramount bought HBO, so Disney better go down in price.
Nope, they've already sent out emails saying that they will be increasing prices.
Yeah, because that's what they're happening, because they're doing exactly what everyone predicted they would do, and that is that they split up to little things, but then they're going to consolidate again and charge more, just like cable was. Like it's always going to do that, and it's going to do it again.
Yep.
Assuming we have a society left after all of this nonsense. Ren says, I think the Philippines is already in a state of emergency due to energy issues. It might be. I mean, Cuba was. Kiana says, I said I would quit Netflix each time they raise prices. Unfortunately, my kids' shows are on there. Yeah. In that case, you're like, nope, that one has to stay. That's the one.
Yeah.
Keep the kids entertained. Molly says, somewhere else too, Ren. Can't remember where, though. Swank says, the orange baby has to go. Yeah. And it's going to take decades. The damage he's done in a year, it's going to take decades to undo. It's just...
Yeah.
Oh. Molly says, agreed, Swank. And Annette, we are paying the equivalent of over $8 per gallon here in Ireland. Ouch, Annette. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Molly says, it is quite fulfilling to make your own staple, Alicia. Just often lots of labor. Yeah. Yep. And Swank says, I've started a garden. It's what I really need to do too. I just don't know if I could squeeze one more thing in.
I can't do a garden because it would just die. I have a brown thumb.
Yeah, well, you do have to do it. I mean, you can do it because anyone can. It just is that that has to be like one of your jobs. Do you see what I mean? Like you have to really concentrate on that. And so, like I said, time.
Can't do it.
A garden's not that hard. It just takes time. It takes time and dedication and purpose. And it's just, I'm not sure I have that. Molly says, oh, ouch. Annette hugs. And we have Jody Jean Daniels just right. Hey, Jody, good to see you. We will sprint eventually. Usually we're sprinting by 8:30. So we're close to time. We're almost to the bottom here. Welcome in. Let us know if there's anything else you would like us to call you. Molly says, hi, Jody. And Ren says, today we have the spirit of the Chatty Cathy. Yes, for sure. We got the spirit
At
of the
least
Chatty
once
Cathy.
a week.
Molly says, Swake, I want to, but bending and kneeling is difficult. So I need to create a raised bed, which takes money. I'd have to have a raised bed anyways, because the dogs would just dig it up. Zwang says, my neighbor is helping me do it. I'm so excited. Oh, now that's nice. Yeah, if I had someone helping me, I could definitely do it more, right? There's something about then that social interaction that makes it more possible. That's fantastic, Zwang. And you can always grow like too many zucchinis. I can't eat these all, or too many, right? So then also you could share them. That's great. I love that. And Molly goes, oh, sweet, Swank. And Annette, okay, back to work I go. Happy sprints, everyone. Absolutely. And on that, we are going to go to sprint. And so let us hit our first sprint for the morning.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Yay. And I need to edit. All right. I'll see y'all in 30. And there was our first sprint. How did everyone do? Turns out I didn't have any more editing. Looks like Alicia's on the phone, by the way. I didn't have any editing. There are 2 more authors that I'm supposed to have work submitted for, and they're not in the folder. So I emailed the person in charge of the event and made sure I wasn't missing something so I can get those last 2 done. But, sometimes authors don't quite make their deadline, even though they try. So they might just not be in there. They might not be submitting. So I might have extra work for me on the cruise, which is what I was trying to avoid. So how did everyone else do during that sprint? Annette said, went back to work. So we stopped at Ren. Welcome in, Jody. And Swank says, Molly, do them in pots on a table so you don't have to bend. I mean, that's a great idea, but I can never get it the right amount of light compared to water. I've never been able to get to work. Molly says, hey, I am thinking that farmers markets may be a good way to shop this year because many of them are uncertified, organically grown stuff. Yeah, but farmers markets are like 3 times more than the grocery store. So if we're talking about you want healthier options and want to support locally, farmers markets are great. But if we're talking about saving money, farmers markets, at least around here, farmers markets about 3 times as much. Jody says, so it depends on what your motivations are, right? What you're aiming for. Jody says, I have a micro farm, about 1 acre, and our veggies are doing so good today. Oh, that's awesome, Jody. What part of the country are you in? I'm assuming not way up north if your veggies are already doing good because their ground's still pretty cold. Molly says, that might work for me, Swank. Good idea. Molly, Jody, that is awesome. Swank says, sorry, I have to go. Thanks for sprint. See you tomorrow. Bye, Swank. We will see you tomorrow. Courtney says, okay, I have to go start sprints. Have a good morning. Absolutely, Courtney. I'll be over there as soon as we're done with these sprints. And Jean says, hello, Kelly and Alicia. Got 2 reviews done yesterday. Nice, Jean. Keep it up. Keep it up. Woke up with a migraine this morning, trying to get rid of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so frustrating. It is raining on and off here. Are your migraines associated with the weather? I could see that happening with change of pressure. Yay, Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay. Good to see you. I'm here. Sorry, work getting in the way of sprints. Gosh darn those paying bills BS. I mean, geez. I didn't get the promotion, but I really enjoy my current role, so I'm fine with it. Nice. Nice. Well, good. Lindsay, can't remember if I told you that already. You did. I remember. We were all very sad, and we're going to like beat up your boss, but now we don't have to because you said you're fine with it, so we can calm down. Jody says 1,012 words. Woohoo! Wow, that's really good, Jody. For half an hour, you rocked it. You are on a roll. What are you working on? Let us know. Jean says, I'm at 86% of Be Still, My Unbeating Heart. It is so good. Are you going to make me add something else to my TBR? How was the phone call, Alicia?
I'll give you one guess as to who it was and what it was about.
Dad and finances?
Yes. Apparently, he can't fathom how he has his leftover amount each month. And he's like, how does it go from this to this? That's like a $400 and $500 difference. He's like, but I have the same income, the same expenses going out. How is it more? And I keep trying to tell him that when you allot $300, but you only pay $198, there's at least $102 left over.
I would say it's easy. You don't have the same amount coming out.
So, but
you don't have the same amount coming out. It's just that simple. I don't understand the problem. That's all. He's like, I have the same expenses coming out. No, you don't. But you don't.
You don't. Right.
That's all.
That's what I keep trying to tell him. And I'm like, it's not the same. Because you could say you're allotting $300 all day long. But the fact is that you only paid $198 for your electric, right?
Yeah.
So
leave it though. It's about to be summer. He's going to be spending a lot more.
Yeah.
Don't change that budget. Leave it there.
Right. And then he's telling me that he allots $1,000 for food and gas. And last month they only spent $700 and something for food, and then $100 or $200 for um gas. And I'm like, well, there's still money left over because you allotted 1,000. You may say that 700 and maybe 200, that's 900, but there's still $100 there.
Again, don't change that because not for long.
Right? So I'm telling him, I'm like you're sitting there saying you have $400 or $500 difference from what you have and what you're gonna have, what you think you're gonna have next month. But at the same time, like, you just told me the answer to your question. Well, I don't understand.
Yep. Yep.
But he's telling me in the same sentence that I was like, are you using like the factual numbers? Like, you're not allotting numbers. You're saying your electric is 198 when you do your like subtraction. If you're saying it's 198, then you should have a significant difference by the time you get to the end. But if you're allotting and you're using those allotment numbers and not the factual numbers, then there's your difference. Like, I'm trying to get this through his head, and he's just,
Mhm.
why me?
Genetics, you had no choice.
Damn it. I return them. If I could, I would.
If only we could. There's so many I would trade in. Let's see. Talking about the farmers markets again, Molly says probably depends on whether the market is more business and less farmer friendly. Maybe I'm trying to say trendy versus real markety.
Yeah.
Sure. I can only tell you what our farmers markets are here. Like I said, that's the only experience I have.
I don't know where any of my farmers markets are.
There's 5 in the area that we go to on a regular basis, and all 5 of them they're more expensive than going to the grocery store. But we go anyways because we like to support small business, or we can find things we can't find. Right. But like we pay more for strawberries, but the strawberries were grown right here, right? Not in Guatemala and shipped up here, right? So you're getting a better quality product, and I'm supporting these smaller businesses. But they're small businesses. I know I run a small business. We can't do things as cheap as the big supermarket can. We just can't. It's just, that's not how it works. I remember the steaks once because they had good steaks, but that's because they were a micro farm, right? So they would they raise and slaughter like 15 cows a year instead of like 600, and then slaughter them like what the grocery stores get. You know what I mean? So it's much better quality meat. We can trust what it is that they're putting into the cow, what the cow ate, right? We know all of these things, right? Cow had a much better life before it sacrificed for our dinner, right? But the steaks, they were ribeye steaks, right? So the more expensive ones are our favorite. But they were $70 each. So we were like, yeah, we can't. I'm sorry, man, just can't. So things like that. They literally can't do it for as cheap as the grocery store can. It's like I said, I can't either. I cannot sell books as cheap as the big companies can, because they can print 5,000 books. And when you print 5,000, each book costs you like, under $1 to print. So hence they can do sales and give them away. And if they, lose half of that, it doesn't matter. They're still making money on the other half. You know what I mean? And so I can't do that. So I understand. But we can't afford that. Now, if we went down to like the places where the restaurants get all of their stuff, it would still be more expensive than the grocery store, because we're not buying the bulk that a restaurant is. Again, you buy in bulk, you can get it cheaper, and it's higher quality. So by going, when we really want to make a good dinner and we're making it for like a dinner party or having friends over, and we want to, have really high quality ingredients, then that's what we do. And you get much better stuff. Like, get asparagus from the grocery store. You're like, close enough. You get asparagus from the same place as the restaurants do, and you're like, oh, that stuff's good, man. It's very different. Whenever we're watching Food Network and they pull out like this onion, and it's like this perfect onion, I'm like, it's not what our onions look like, okay?
Right?
That's not what they look like. So it depends. And again, that's here. I don't know anywhere else, right? Like I only know here.
I don't even know if we have any, to be honest.
Also, Jean, guessing who you were on the phone with. Jean says, it was your dad. Alicia has her dad look.
I did. I was just like, really? You could tell when I'm on the phone with my dad. Gene knows.
I love that. That makes me happy. And Jody says, my first foray into YA sci-fi. Oh, yay. We need so much more YA sci-fi. There's a lot of YA fantasy, a lot of YA contemporary. There's very little YA fantasy. Or sci-fi. So I'm so glad you're doing that, Jody. That sounds amazing. And Molly says, yay, YA is my fave. Ren says, finish the dishes. Yay, accomplishments. Molly says, so Alicia, I think of you as a smart person. You got your brains from your mom then?
I question everything because I
great, Molly.
I don't know what my mom did per se. So I don't know where my smarts come from because it certainly isn't my dad. I mean, my mom, she was a bank teller. So, but she also, like, one point, she would work like 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. But at the same time, she tried to go to school. I know at one point she had a cosmetology license so that she could do like manicures, pedicures, that kind of thing. Other than that, I don't know. What?
So funny.
Like, according to what I know, I am the first generation to graduate from college in my family.
Jean says, how smart was the milkman, Alicia?
I mean, that would explain a lot, actually. Unfortunately, Ancestry DNA says that my father is my father.
Oh,
well, but that would explain a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, it's so funny.
That would explain a lot.
And let's see, Ren made it to 70% in the memory bookshop. Excellent. Molly goes, sweet. Molly says, does the food taste better, Kelly? Sometimes. Sometimes. Like the eggs, because my palate is not, my palate is not that refined. So like the eggs, the farmer's market eggs, so that, fresh out of the chicken kind of eggs, and the grocery store eggs, we did a blind test with scrambling them, doing them over easy so that you could actually taste the yolk and stuff. Doing that, I tasted no difference. I could not tell you which eggs were which. The vegetables, when we get them in season at the farmer's market, they are much better. Tomatoes have actual flavor. The cantaloupe is sweet and delicious. Like I said, the strawberries are way better. And they last longer. They don't spoil in 2 seconds when you get the strawberries and berries and stuff from the farmer's market. They're fresher, right? They didn't have to travel on a ship from Guatemala to here and then get put into the grocery stores, right? So they're fresher, so they don't spoil as fast.
I noticed that when my kids went to the blueberry farm around the corner, those blueberries lasted for like a month, and all I did was we picked them and we rinsed them.
Yep. And they'll last longer if you don't rinse them until right before you eat them. So yeah, that kind of thing is a so for the veggies and stuff, I think it's totally worth it. And it's not like it's that much more expensive for the vegetables. And then we have there's a bakery that will come to the farmer's market that has the best English muffins I've ever eaten in my life. I can't even eat the ones off the store shelves anymore because they're so good. But you have to get there right when they open because they'll sell out. They will sell out before the farmer's market is done. So we'll get there, we'll get up crack of dawn on Saturday so we can get there at 7 a.m. and get those English muffins. So obviously, again, we don't do it all the time. Like I said, there's 5 farmers markets and we usually visit like 1 a month. So it's like, twice a year I will get those English muffins and they're so good.
Apparently I am surrounded by farmers markets.
See?
I didn't even know this.
Explore your local community. Bring the kids. We bring the dogs so the dog can go walk around and stuff, and everyone's there with their dog, and it's really cool. And there's always somewhere there that's selling dog treats too, so we always get some homemade dog treats for the puppy too. Some of the pottery I've bought, it was from the farmer's market too. That bowl that's up there that I put my series in, that one is that I got from the farmer's market.
I did not know that any of this existed. And apparently there's one right down the road.
See, you should go check it out. It's really cool. Support local, man. And I like supporting local too, because when you support local, then you're putting money back into your local economy, right? When you go shop at any of the big box stores, that money goes nationally and mostly in rich people's pockets, right? But when you support local, then that money stays here. So I like doing that too. Can I do it all the time? No, because supporting local is also more expensive, right? So you have to do the best you can with the means that you have available to you. And Molly says fresher, grown from better seeds, probably better soil too. Probably. I mean, I don't know much about that, but yeah, I have no doubt. Definitely fresher because it's fresh picked. And Kiana started the Dick Van Dyke memoir. I quite enjoyed that. It was fun. 100 rules for living to 100. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I did. Molly says liking it. I'm reading it in April. Yeah, I liked it. That was one of the first arcs I got. And I quite enjoyed it. But I adored Dick Van Dyke, so it was also a little bit, and the movies he was in, grew up with, right? So there was also a little bit of that nostalgia to that memoir for me too. And Alicia is like planning some farmers markets.
I'm looking because I'm like, apparently there's one right around the corner from me. And I'm just like, how did I not know this? Like,
yeah, I'm telling you, go early. Because the good stuff will be gone. There's a local meadery that comes and brings mead too, but now I don't drink anymore, so I'm very sad about that. Can I get like mead flavor with no alcohol? That would be awesome.
This one has you pick your own strawberries
at a farmer's market.
Yeah, well, it says like "Welcome to Berry Sweet Acres." It says strawberry you pick season is here.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, this is definitely the season for that.
So they say you can come out Wednesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then they're closed Monday and Tuesday for field maintenance.
That makes sense. Because you people out there picking the berries are destructive.
I mean, I just need to know what to look for. And then I just...
Yep, be awesome. Again, take the kids, just like with the blueberries. It's good for them.
This one has strawberry shortcake.
Ooh. When you get all the strawberries, you can just make it. Heck, I like to just masturbate, right? Masturbate?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know what that sounds like. That's why I'm trying to be careful and say the right word. I can't remember what the word is, but that's where basically you just put sugar on them. So you chop them up, you wash them off, you chop them up, and then you just put sugar on them and put them in the fridge, and they'll make their own syrup. And so I like to put that on pound cake, and then I like to put that on pancakes too. It's really yummy. And Kiana says, I'm only a couple of pages in, but I'm sure it will be good. Molly says, Jody, do you use factory farm methods or traditional farming or more like gardening? Jean says, got another arc. Hate Me, Take Me by Laura Bishop. Ooh. I mean, you did 2 reviews. I think you've earned arc. I think that's fair. Lindsay says, Maserati. That's not the one I meant it sounded like. Jean says, you're right, Kelly. Okay, so it is master. I'm sorry?
Maceration.
Well, that's the noun, but I was looking for the verb. So macerate. Lindsay says, there you go.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm trying to say the word. There you go, macerate. But it's really yummy. It just chop them up and just put sugar. And so it's like really simple too. And you don't have all that other junk that they put in it when they do it for when you like buy strawberry shortcake stuff in the store. Like my mom used to do the gel gross stuff. Now, if you want it thicker, like the gel, you just cook part of the strawberries and add some cornstarch. And so that'll get thicker. And then you blend it with some more fresh strawberries and then put that in the fridge. But it's really yummy. And Jody says traditional and use gardening methods. Molly says deep red is a good strawberry. Look for as little white or green as possible. And eat it right off the vine. All right, let's do our second sprint, and I will be reading A Drop of Corruption. Need to get this done today. So here we go. I'll see you on 30. And there was our second sprint. I got to page 412. Definitely finishing this book today. And there was a very big surprise. So that was cool. I like it. Makes me happy. Let's see, we're talking about Jody's garden that she's growing, and they said I had cancer. Okay, first of all, fuck cancer. So I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad that you said had cancer. And I changed the way I eat and what I put in my body. That's awesome. Nicely done. Nicely done. Molly says, see, I think you're the type of farmer that would go sell at a market. Yeah, exactly. You got extra anyways, right? And I would buy it from you. Molly, Alicia, if they don't use pesticides, you can make tea out of the strawberry tops. It's diuretic, though. Nice.
I didn't know that.
Well, caffeine's a diuretic, too, so half the stuff we drink, is diuretic anyways. Molly, sorry you had cancer, but how inspiring it is that you changed your eating. Yeah, I agree. Molly, Kelly, SCOTUS gave us some good news against a Colorado law. Never mind, I got it backwards. Oh, we got bad news, huh? Great. Molly, okay, cat appointment with vet made for next week. She heard me on the phone, so she came over and vomited at my feet. Oh, no.
Ew, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. She was like, I sick, mommy.
Blech.
Though if she knows you called the vet because she threw up on you, she'll never do it again. So I don't know. That might. She's like, never mind. I'm not that sick. Jody worked on admin this go. Nicely done. That's still so much we have to do in this writing business. So I get that. Christina says, good morning, Kelly and Alicia. Good morning, Christina. How are you today? Are you doing coffee and contemplation this morning? Christina says, remember to hydrate, feed thyself, save progress, laundry, take meds, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. And Alicia says, 8 days left to vote for 100 pages next book. That's right. So make sure to go in there and vote. We have Dead Witch Walking by Kim Harrison, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and Map of the Otherlands. Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands by Heather Fawcett. So those are the three on. And which one's in the lead right now, Alicia?
Six of Crows.
Six of Crows is in the lead. And Kiana says, hey, Christina, I didn't read, but I did place an Instacart order and the kids are on the school bus. Hey, I mean, that counts. Nicely done. Get her done. I'll get words out, I swear. And Christina says, hey, Kiana. And Jody says, I plan to give, not sell. Well, if only we live closer, I would accept. Especially fresh zucchini. There's something about fresh zucchini off the farm. And tomatoes. Because tomatoes in the grocery store taste like nothing at all. If I was going to start growing veggies, that's the first thing I would grow is tomatoes. Molly says, Christina. And Jody says, we are a tiny, tiny farming town. Oh. And Christina says, hi, Molly and Jody. Ren says, finish the Memory Bookshop and gave it 4 stars. If you like books about grief, would highly recommend. Death of a Parent Mother. Gotcha.
Ooh, nope, we can't do that one right now.
Well, 4 stars. I love it. Christina says, yes, coffee and contemplation. Boys are watching magic. Watching magic?
Maybe someone's on YouTube doing it.
I'm sorry?
Maybe someone on YouTube is playing the game.
Oh, maybe. And Christina said, voted. Yay! Yeah, we had our elections a couple weeks ago for the Republican and Democratic nominations for Senate. So we vote this November. Crossing our fingers. Molly says, ooh, sounds good, Ren, but also thank you for the TW. I worry about that too much as it is. Christina says, love fresh souks. Me too. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ren says, now on to finishing off Warrior Faye. That's right. You got this. You're going to finish it. Get it done. And Christina says, hi, Ren. Joni says tomatoes. The only bad for me is fried green tomatoes. Can't give them up. I mean, if you grow them fresh and you bread them yourselves, you know what's in it. I mean, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. You got to have some treats now and again. Molly says tomatoes do great in full sunshine. Yeah. I mean, I could grow them, but like I said, I have to give them a lot of attention. So, and I know I don't have that right now. Molly says tomatoes do. Yeah. Sorry. Ren says, hey, Christina. And Kiana says, I can't seem to get to the link. Oh, the link isn't working on the Discord.
Huh.
And Ren says, hey, Christina. Ren says dead equals death, but you got it. Yeah, I got it. And Christina says, yes, the game. It's a card game. Yep. Oh, yeah, I played Magic when it very first came out in the 90s. That was one of the very first games I played that wasn't like, Monopoly and stuff. I never got into it a whole lot, though.
Nope.
All right, try this link. See if that one works for us, Kiana. And Christina said it worked for me. Well, let's see if this one works. Oh, puppies want in. They're just going to have to wait because I have to see if I have to hose their feet off. They were out for that entire sprint, so I probably do. Yesterday, I just bathed Cora. I just gave her a full bath. It had been a while. So her fur is so soft and smelled good, so I'm sure she got very dirty just now. I don't know what she's going to do when Benny moves because Jenna will be moving out at the end of August. So they already bought their house. It's set up in San Antonio, and she's done with her farm tech clinicals at the end of August, and then she transfers to a 4-year college in San Antonio at the end of August, and she has been accepted to 2 of them, and she's trying to decide which one to go to. Christina, but then I'm part of the Discord. Jean says got to 88% of Be Still My Unbeating Heart. Nice. Kind of maybe it's a user error. Did you put it? You need to put it in an invite to the Discord, not just the thing. So because like Christine said, it worked for her, but she's a member of the Discord, so it already let her in. If Kiana isn't a member, then it won't let her in. So is there an invite?
Try that one. That's an invite link.
So hopefully that will work, Kiana. And then you can get on the Discord and then vote.
Is there a way to see who all the...
There is. Over on the right-hand side of the Discord, you should be able to see all the members.
On the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Nope.
Here, let me see. Alicia. Let's see if Kiana is using her same name. I am not. Yeah, this is Alicia's. All right, let's see. Down to the S's.
Oh, I
if
see.
Kiana's using her same name, she is not in your Discord.
I see it now.
So we'll see. So hopefully she can use that link, get in, and then she can go up. Oh, we got another vote for Emily Wow. All right, let's see. So that might be why that link didn't work. So make sure to share the invite link whenever you're sharing it, not the poll.
Okay.
And Jean said, does Cora like baths? Yeah, at least she did with the hose. I think it's because it was nice and cool and she was hot and it felt really good and she loved it. She let me pet her everywhere. She had no problem. She did not like the towel. She was like, no, I like being wet. Get off me, Mom. Like that. She was not happy. Like she fell down to the ground. She's like, ugh. It's like, dude, I'm trying you off. Let me try you off. But she sat nice for the bath. She liked it. So she's only had like 4, I think, since we've had her. So, but yeah, she liked it.
We now have 12 votes.
Ren says, congrats to your daughter, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you. Jean says, it worked for me too, but I am a member. Yeah. Maybe I'm not in the Discords. Yeah. So hopefully the other link to join will work.
I think it worked.
Success. Yay. And she voted. Yay. The invite worked too. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Molly says, oh, never mind. Excellent, excellent. All right. So we are ready for our last sprint. So I won't finish the book during sprint, but I'm going to make another dent. And I will finish it this morning. So here we go. And there is our last sprint. I got to page 428, so I just have like 28 pages left. It's really good. By the way, I was totally right. I guessed who it was and why it was happening, but I still say I guessed it when the author wanted me to. So nicely done, Robert Jackson Bennett. Nicely done. How'd you do, Alicia?
I got dressed. I finalized my book list, I think, and I started planning April's dinner menu.
Very cool. Very cool. I do need to put up the my Monday night reading sprints. I have to put those up. I've not scheduled those yet. I meant to do it last night and I got distracted. No one is surprised. So I need to put those up. And just a quick reminder, we've got the rest of this week. We have next week and the week after that. Morning Time Pirates will be on Alicia's channel because I will be on a cruise. So that's what I'm doing this editing for. I'm sorry?
I've already scheduled them.
So we are good to go. Yeah, so that will be, we'll still have it because we like having that morning routine, but it will be, Alicia will be holding down the fort while I am out at sea.
I guess it would be holding down the ship, wouldn't it?
It would be, but I'm out at sea. So how does that go exactly? The port. Maybe you're holding down the port until I get back.
There you go.
Let's see. Molly said for Cora, because she just like Cora, she is floppy like a husky. Like she just flops to the ground. I'm like, dude. So we kept calling her floppy puppy.
Right.
She's like gently lay down. She's just like flop. It's the funniest thing. Never had a dog that did that. It's so cute. So Molly says, so she must be part husky. She's got the drama. And I said, she's so quiet, though, and huskies are so vocal. I really need to get her DNA done. She's really quiet, but she's also still young. So she might, like, find her voice as she gets older. I mean, she's not a year old. She won't be a year old until July. So we'll see. But I really need to get her DNA done. If she's part husky, I've made a horrible mistake. Kiana says, okay, heading to work. Thanks for sprints. Absolutely. I hope you have a wonderful day at work today, Kiana. And you also told Kiana to have a good day. Jean says, I saw the fur come on screen and immediately thought Alicia got a new hat. Oh, a new hat. I should write today. The creative juices seem to be flowing. Let's see. Molly says, okay, I am stressed now, last day of March, and I don't have World of Warcraft thingy done and don't know what to read today and don't know what to start reading tomorrow. Sigh. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Molly. That is stressful. It's like I have one day left, but I can't start until April. So what am I supposed to do? I'm very excited for Our Fantasy. I did already choose the books that the research told me they have every year. And that is a book coming out in this year, a book by a BIPOC author, a book from a past book club pick for Our Fantasy. Did I say indie author? No, I didn't. Indie author. And they said they've been doing the years, like the decades. So they did the 90s, the 80s. So they will maybe do the 70s. So I got a book from the 70s just in case. All books I already own, right? Because that's what I try to do. I try to make them books I own, except for that was the other one, a short story collection or an anthology. So I got one. I got a gay one, so I can read it in June with read gay shit June. But so that one I did not own because I'm not big into anthologies, so I don't often buy them. Not never, but not often. But that one is available on audio on Libby, so I don't have to buy it, right? I can do it through there. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So I've got that going for me. Yeah, yep. I think that's it. How'd you do, Alicia?
I told you. Remember?
No, I don't remember anything. I was like, wait, you must have told me. I must have already asked. But as soon as I said that out loud, I was like, I must have already asked. You must have told me because I was already doing the chat, and I always ask you first.
I got dressed. I finalized my list, I think, and I'm doing the dinner menu.
Yes, dinner menu. Okay, remember that part. I don't remember the dress. I do remember you saying the dinner menu for April. That's because I went right on to the April, so we're not gonna have the thing. And then what you said did not go into my working memory, let me tell you that. I know. And they had to test me for ADHD. Really? You did? Just spend a week with me. You don't need to test me. And Molly says, do it, Jean. Lindsay says, oh yeah, tomorrow is April 1st, so I can start reading my Aurelium books. Some will also count for my sim reading challenge. Nice. I think tonight I'll read my 100 pages of Pride and Prejudice. Yay, that is tomorrow. Thank you for the reminder, Lindsay. So tomorrow we will be starting Pride and Prejudice for our next 100 pages book club read. And that will be over at Alicia's channel on Books and Things with Alicia. And that will start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
I do have the link in the Discord.
Yeah. We love you in our book clubs, Lindsay. We much, much appreciate you. It's really, really nice to get some questions. Even though I know the timing sucks for you, but putting the questions in, it's really nice to have more perspectives than just ours. So we appreciate you. Molly says, oh, cool, Lindsay, you're doing Simlit. And Jean says, YouTube has been showing me Alicia's Morning Time Pirates instead today.
Really?
I swear it shows like the future, a few weeks before it shows like what's on right now.
That's so bizarre.
Ren says, made it to 73% in Warrior Fae. Nicely done. Jean says at 91% of Be Still My Unbeating Heart. Ooh, you can get that done today. I mean, unless you get distracted writing about Phantom Kitty Cat.
Right.
And Ren says, thanks for sprints, Kelly and Alicia. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Jean says, isn't Cora a retriever? Oh, for sure. She's definitely got lab in her. There's no doubt. But she's a rescue. I mean, I got her from the shelter. So her being purebred would be a fluke. It would be a fluke. But I'll say it's not impossible, though, because she is solid black. And I have never seen a mutt that is solid black. Now, she's smaller than I would think a lab would be. But there are two things with that. One, she's female, and most of the labs I've known were male, so they're bigger. And the females have more delicate features than the males do for labs. Mm-hmm. And the second is they spayed her at 13 weeks, so she is probably not going to be her full size. She just did not get enough hormones to actually reach it. So she very well might not make the full size she would have genetically if they had not spayed her so early. But that solid black is so confusing when it comes to being a mutt. So like every lick of her is black. Her nose, her lips, her nails, no white on her at all. And I've never seen that in a mutt. But it's not like, I've had 1,000 dogs. I've had 8 in my lifetime. So, but I mean, I've worked with animals a lot and I trained them for a while, but usually the ones who pay for training are usually people who have purebred dogs. So that's a whole nother beast. And Christina is working on the BookTube Bible. Excellent. Jean says a fur hat, not a walking cat. Oh, I gotcha. I mean, if the fur hat starts to walk or the cat wears it, I mean, there's all kinds of stories you could get from this, Jean. Ren says, is our fantasy for 2026 already released? No, it's supposed to release tomorrow. I was hoping they were Australian, so it would be released today, but not so lucky. So I guess gonna wait till tomorrow. So I don't know when tomorrow is for them. I don't know who runs it.
Ooh, this looks delicious.
Ooh. What?
It's a cheesy tater-topped chicken casserole.
That does sound yummy, and it sounds pretty simple. And it sounds very unhealthy. So, yeah, I want some. Christina says, thanks for hosting today, Kelly and Alicia. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Christina. Molly says, oh, and that. Yeah, it looks delicious. Add some broccoli, then you can pretend it's healthy. That's what I always do with casseroles. I'm like, I'm just going to add broccoli, or I add peas. Or
it actually says to use 1 bag, 24-ounce frozen broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower in a cheesy flavored sauce.
There you go. See? I'm like, see, it's totally healthy now. I swear. It's veggies in it.
I like how they said potato nuggets. They can't just say tater tots.
Is Tater Tots trademarked? I didn't think Tater Tots was trademarked. Maybe
I
it is.
don't know, but they said tater topped chicken casserole, but in the ingredients it says potato nuggets.
I have no idea. No idea. That's interesting. And Christina says, remember to hydrate, feed thyself, save progress, laundry, take meds, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. And Christina put up the link for the BookTube Bible if you need somewhere to go. I will be heading to Courtney next, but she doesn't sprint all day, so having that link handy is nice when you are looking for somewhere else to go. And Christina also put Courtney sprints in there. Thank you, Christina. It's nice when I don't have to search for them. And Jean says, do you own Princess Bride? That works for 70s. I've already read Princess Bride. And I do not own it, but I did already read it and quite loved it. I mean, it's almost identical to the movie, except for the hint about book 2. Buttercup's baby. Is it Buttercup's baby or is it Buttercup's daughter? I can't remember, but that was so funny. Jean says, getting dressed. Woohoo, Alicia. I think I have The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. I own that and I haven't read that, and that was 1970. So that's what I put in for that, Jean. Jean says, getting dressed. Woohoo, Alicia. Yeah, getting dressed gets points.
I mean, I can't go out in my PJs. But
I mean, you can, but it's frowned upon.
Yeah, people look at you
Lindsay's-
crazy.
Exactly. Lindsay said, I also started listening to Wildmane, but had to restart after 30 minutes as I realized I hadn't taken anything in. I know that's the problem with the fantasies, right? Like, you've got to really focus. Otherwise, you got to read them, right? No, I feel you on that one. That's why I prefer reading them. Molly says, I'll try not to forget this week. Yeah, Molly, remember. What? Oh,
About
you mean
what?
coming, on Wednesday. Well, you're not
Oh.
doing Pride and Prejudice, though, right? So it's all good. No worries. And there's the 100 pages for tomorrow. And Christine goes, poor Cora. Hi, Cora, sweet girl. She is a sweet girl. Ish. Jean
Ooh.
says, tater tot casserole sounds so yummy. It really does. It sounds yummy. And there's vegetables in it now, so it's totally healthy.
Yep.
And Molly says, thanks for sprints and talksies. Absolutely. Jane says, good morning, everyone. Oh, hey, Jane. We are just about done. But we are glad to see your face in there. I hope you're having a good morning. Molly says, no PJs. It's not like it's 2020, Alicia. Well, 2020, you couldn't leave the house. So it didn't matter
Right.
what you were wearing, right? Yeah. Christina says, tomorrow's morning time pirates. Thanks, Christina. How do we ever do this without you?
This
I
sounds
remember.
good
I
too.
made Alicia get all the links. Aren't you glad Christina's back, Alicia?
I am. Now I get to take a break.
That's right. Molly says, I need sprints, though. Hi, Jane. Yep. Well, we'll go to Courtney's next. So we'll go over there.
Yep.
Say hi. And I'm going to finish this book. I'm so excited. And then I need food. I'm hungry. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, everyone. And we will see you tomorrow morning.
Bye.